Anyhow, finished? Om Sangachadam Sangbadadam Shambho Manangshi Janatam Deva Bhagam Yatha Purve Sanjanana Upasate Samani Bhakuti Samana Hridayaniva Samanamastu Vo Mano Yatha Vasu Sati Samana Mantra Samiti Samani Samanang Mana Sahachittamesham Samanang Mantram Abhimantraeva Samanena va Abhishajuhomi. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May we move together in harmony, speak in one voice. Let our minds be in agreement. Let us share our wealth without differentiation, just as the ancient gods shared their portions of sacrifice. Let our aspirations be united. Let our hearts be inseparable, so that we live in harmony and become one with the Supreme. May our purpose be the same. May we all be one mind. In order to reach such unity, I offer this common prayer. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So today we have selected a topic. That topic says, we the people. It is really what I wanted to think, that is an attempt to find our identity. This identity from our small I to we. I have little power. The small I has little power in every aspect of life. My physical strength, my mental strength, my emotional strength, my money, power, wealth, education, lacking everywhere. But when you say I to we, it becomes a power, transforming power. We, the people of America. It sinks, immediately it brings some greater identity, and greater, and greater, and greater. And by the end of the ultimate being ending in that journey, it will end in that absolute. So when you read, this is very important that this month and the last month, we have the 4th of July, so it was Independence Day, American Independence Day. And also this month, it is Indian Independence Day. So it is declaring about independence. Independence from all types of slavery. Independence from all types of meanness, unkindness, limited aspect of our personality, to evolve into a divine personality. There's a call. That call is when we identify, forget our little I and try to think we. As soon as I say I am a person, so much weak personality. But when I say we together, even 10 bad people can do dangerous thing in the world. 10 good people can change the whole world. Swami Vivekananda said, if I can get some young people who will have nothing but God in their mind and will be standing in the street and only dedicate themselves for God and nothing else, I can change the whole world. That is the power of unity. And that's the verses we said, that Sangachadam, let us move together. Sangbadaddam, let us speak the same truth. Like that. It is that call. That means how we can start from our... But unless we are free here in the material world from slavery, from oppression, from all types of negative forces, how can we expect total freedom? Swami Vivekananda said, don't talk to a hungry person. Vedanta, your Vedanta, all pervaded Brahman Atman. Give them food. That is very much important for that person. So when we are not in the physical level, we are not free, or we are not little free thinkers, we are not, our movement is restricted, and everywhere we are limited by the overpowering power of the politics or something, autocracy, democracy, whatever a system of social justice system comes. When there is no freedom in that society, that people cannot go little farther. So it is democracy is a very important factor. And we read in the United States, Preamble's governance in the United States, that says that we, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, the splitting of the unions, states, to how it can be made a more perfect union, establish justice, to fight out injustice. This is the fundamental thing needed. Ensure domestic tranquility. If the home is not free from all troubles, how one can be thinking of a peaceful living? If that is not there, what is the question of spirituality? What is the question of further development of our own self? Provide for common defense. That means protection, free from insecurity. That is the idea. Promote general welfare. Everyone should have education, everyone should have health care, everyone should have the right to speak the truth, whatever, freedom of speech. These are the fundamental condition for a growth of an individual, ripened ego to unripened ego, but let the first unripened ego have some type of status in it. Who can give up? A beggar cannot give up. Only a person who has some quality, he can give up and go for higher. And then another idea, the secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and to the posterity. These are the goals. To ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. So what a grand idea is given to have a healthy society, peaceful society, an environment where everyone can flourish to their best. Everyone can raise their head up. Swami Vivekananda said, no? He used to see in New York people coming from different countries, oppressed and depressed, and after a few days, they raise their head and move. Seeing them, pride comes. Yeah, he got back his self-confidence and things. So that is the first step of journey. But journey starts there, but journey should not end somewhere. It should not end there. To be better to be born in a church, not to die in a church. But born in a school. A student enters into the school, and whole life he is in the school. That is no purpose of the school then. To come out of the school. We enter into the school, get our education, come out of the school, a better person, an educated person. So similarly, the society should be congenial for those values of life. So, popular sovereignty, we the people the Constitution emphasizes that the power and authority of the government come from the people themselves, to have self-esteem. So what we Vedanta we say, Atma Shraddha, we should have to back to our self-esteem. Not that pride, egotistic, but it should be channelized in the right way. So it establishes the concept of popular sovereignty, which means the government derives its legitimacy and authority from the consent of the governed and governing. So the boat should go from here. We should have the self-esteem and understanding how we can better our community life, total life, not individual. Focus is not in individual. Focus is total. Whole of the people of the country, whichever state they may belong, but we are all one. And that unity. And in unity, everyone should flourish to their best. So that is the one golden idea, that it is to derive, this government will derive its legitimacy and authority from the consent who are governed. Akiness to Vedantic idea. We can find the good and bad in it and change it. So that freedom is given in this Constitution. Unity and collective identity. That's we the people unites the citizens of United States under a common identity, emphasizing the idea of a single unified nation with shared values and goals. So as a nation, if we identify ourselves, then individual differences don't become the great problem of life. Individual differences will be there. Each state fights with each other, no? We say water, say Southern California, Northern California. There will be something. If you go to, you say, I am USC, I am UCLA, say there will be something. So always there will be that type of difference. But when we go to the bigger identity that we belong to this country, then that identity is a stronger identity bond, and national spirit comes there. So that is the unity and collective identity, that is the most Vedantic idea. Establishment of a government, that it says, which to create a frame for governing the country, and it outlines the goals of the government, such as promoting justice. Ideal is justice, tranquility, defense, and general welfare. So all these are guiding us to think of a broader perspective of life. And it is leading us to the idea of freedom, individual freedom, individual personality, not looking at the self-interest, but looking at the interest of the nation, interest of the country. That is the foundation of this Constitution. Enduring a legacy. The use of the we people reinforces the idea that the Constitution is a living document, relevant to all generations. See, it is moving towards a bigger and bigger ideas. It says that it reinforces the idea that Constitution is not one time set for one group of people and finished. It is a living document relevant to all generation and posterity. It establishes a connection between the founding generation and future generations, ensuring the principles of ideals of the Constitution persist over time. So these ideas are the foundation of the Constitution of America. Therefore, we, the people, represents the democratic spirit and foundational principles of the United States, emphasizing that the government's authority derives from and serves the people it governs. It is a powerful expression of the collective will and shared responsibility of the citizens in shaping their nation's destiny. So, it is a very beautiful idea. Individual person, not thinking of his or her own interest only, thinking of the need of the society, and that society expands, not my neighborhood, not my state, but the neighboring state, and not that state, and all diverse diverse types of people, diverse types of sentiment are expanding and expanding. Everyone thinks that it belongs to me, the whole nation. We are a part of that whole. Indian Constitution, if we go there it says that we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, political, but liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. What grand ideas! If we read all this, the society, we cannot think of better society than that, where everyone will have these types of economic equality, liberty of thought, expression, belief. I believe this way, okay, that's okay. You believe that way, that's okay. Individuality and faith, and you are free to do worship whatever you want. Equality in the position, and to promote among everyone the fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity of the integrity of the whole nation. So this is a grand idea. We find that who are the other constitutions, they start with we, the people of, another 2-3 names we can find, that it is Bangladesh is one such country, then South Africa, South African constitution says like we the people of this. So the point is that whatever we get, that it is United States starts with this statement, we the people, India starts with that, Bangladesh starts, and South Africa so far. I do not know, maybe more. But the question is that this is one step of journey from me, my village, my county, my state, to one state, United States, to one India, to one South Africa, to one Bangladesh, but still you see pockets. I belong to this, my nation, your nation. Vedanta explores that barrier also. Not me, not my nation. Vishwam ekanidam, the whole universe is one. Upanishads declare that Vishwam, the entire universe is mine. I belong to that. I am a global citizen. That expands the dimension of our identity. See, if we think mentally, how it is expanding the individual thought process of individuality to a vaster and vaster and vaster dimension. And these are the people who lives in United Nations and all those places where they think globally. They don't think individually what is good or bad. They think what is good for the whole world together. And now our vision should increase more and more to the human, to the animals, to the world of inanimate, and then ultimately ending into inanimate objects, jada, transcending everything. Everything is permeated with consciousness. Everything is one, absolute. Me, you, all this distinction. I am the only whole, I am in the whole creation, I am the only reality. I am beyond all boundaries, I am beyond all limitation. expand, expand. Swami Vivekananda says, expansion is life, contraction is death. This expansion should be our principle to follow in life. Go on, and Vedanta teaches this highest philosophy. So we find that this attempt, this constitution or whatever these great people have created for us, is an attempt to find our real identity. I, a tiny body-bound person, I have my mind, my emotions, my ego, and then I live with that. Too low a life to live like that. It is an independence, as Swami Vivekananda said, living in the body identity is really a very shallow, meaningless life of animals and beasts. It is no life. Who thinks I, and I am only the body, my eating, my food, my shelter, my joy, my fun, my, and me. That is so low of our expression of our divinity. Swami Vivekananda says, we are infinite being of the universe and have become materialized into these little beings, men and women, depending upon the sweet words of one man or the angry word of another, and so forth. What a terrible dependence, what a terrible slavery. It is, I'm quoting Swami Vivekananda. I, who am beyond all pleasure and pain, whose reflection is the whole universe, little bits of whose life are the suns and moons and stars, I am held down as a terrible slave. So this is the I, when I am thinking I, only this I. This I, with my limited experience, limited knowledge, limited education, limited money, or even a rich person or a poor person, not question, thinking of me as this physical anatomy, only a combination of flesh and bone and some material food and drink. It's a combination of that. That is me. And then that Swamiji says, we are the infinite being of the universe. But we have become materialized into this little being we call men and women. And depending, where we are depending? We are depending upon the sweet word of one person. One man sweetly says something. I am very happy. Oh, I am praised. I am floating in the air. A balloon popped up. And now, or angry word of another. What? You say so? You dare so? Anyone can make us puppet. We are in the hands of others like a puppet. We think that we are very powerful people, but thinking of this body, mind, and limitation, we are always in the puppet in the hand of others. And that says, what a terrible dependence, Swamiji says. At a terrible slavery. It is not a dependence only, it is a slavery. We are slave of everything. And Swami Vivekananda has said this very powerfully. I, who am beyond all pleasure and pain, whose reflection is the whole universe, little bits of whose life are the suns and moons of the stars, in my infinite glory of the Atman or the Brahman. Suns and moons and stars and galaxies are what? Little drops of water, or waves and ripples only. And that I am held down as a terrible slave. If you pinch my body, I feel pain. If one says a kind word, I begin to rejoice. See my condition. Slave of the body, slave of the mind, slave of the world, slave of a good word, slave of a bad word, slave of passion, slave of happiness, slave of life, slave of death, slave of everything. It's a very horrible picture. Swami Vivekananda is speaking. It is really so. If we look at our life, when Rabindranath Tagore says, অল্প লইয়া থাকি তাই যাহা যায় তাহা মোর যায়. I live in a very little identity. And with this little accumulation of my knowledge, wisdom, or whatever goes, I think I am lost. I am nothing. I am zero. But when you look towards Him and you connect with that, we become endless, infinite. So that is the identity crisis for us. We are identifying only with this limited personality and becoming a slave under conditions of everything and forgot about our own freedom. Whereas in our real nature, as Swamiji says, the all stars and galaxies are what? Only little sparks of that existence, total existence. I am pervading. So where Vedanta leads us, democratic Vedanta, there's two types of Vedanta. That's a democracy, external democracy. External democracy gives us hope that we shall be living in a society free from all worries, anxieties, good living, noble, have freedom of speech, have education, health, equal rights in everything. And now it's taking that lead to another realm to feel that I am such an infinite existence I have, and I've forgotten that I am living on this limitation only, and I am dying and becoming a slave and slave and slave of everything. This slavery has to be broken. That is Swamiji's call. Vivekananda says, this slavery in which we live in our little identity with this body-mind, it must have to be broken. How? Quote, this Atman has first to be heard, then reasoned upon, and then meditated upon. This is the method of the Advaitic Jnani. So what I am saying, that this slavery, external democracy, which gives us the freedom from suppression, freedom from oppression, freedom from the discrimination, gender discrimination, caste, color, creed, social, economic, and cultural differences, religions, which will be no matter, that will not disturb the peace of ours. This is social living. But there is another, that internal nature, slavery of our internal nature. And that slavery, our impure mind is the condition that takes us. That mind is showing us that it has made a slave of our senses and goading us to run after sense objects like an ordinary animal. So the internal democracy we need. Here we are not free. We are bound in our heart, in our mind, in our emotion, in our understanding. That is to be freedom. These two sides should be taken. So oppression to democracy, external democracy, and external democracy leading to the internal democracy, azad, Swamiji said, azad. Azad means free, total freedom. So it is only, as Sri Ramakrishna said, the unripened ego leading to the perfected ego. Pakami, kachami. Kachami is unripened mango. And pakami, most sweet, delicious. Every pore of it is sweet. So same ego, which is unripe, it is sour, it is hard, it is distasteful. And when it matures and reaches, it's most sweet and most adorable, and we all crave for that. So this life should be made from kacha ami to paka ami, as Sri Ramakrishna presented us. As from I, it starts with I. Let us say we. And we to thou. Thou to that where there is no thou, no I, no nothing. So this is a journey. So spiritual life, as Swamiji said, in expansion. Expanding our identity from where we are and moving towards that goal. And this goal is infinite. Journey is endless. There is a song, it's a very beautiful song. O Lord, অনন্ত হয়েছ, ভালোই করেছ, থাকো তুমি চিরকাল অনন্ত অপার. Oh Lord, you have become infinite. অনন্ত হয়েছ. You cannot be grabbed. It cannot be seized by my hand. But অনন্ত হয়েছ. Good, you have become infinite. ভালোই করেছ, you have done good. থাকো চিরকাল অনন্ত অপার. Oh Lord, you remain ever infinite and imperceptible to the senses. And if you dhara jodi dite, if you have been limited and I caught you, then you have been limited. Then you become limited. Who would have asked for running for you to grip more and more of your real nature? যত কাছে কাছে যাব আমি, as much as we move from my petty ego to your divine ego, যত কাছে কাছে যাব আমি, তত দূরে দূরে রবে তুমি. You make a play between the two, you God and me, is a divine play going on. So as much as I move to catch you, you recede further and further and further. তত দূরে দূরে রবে তুমি. And then what will happen? ফুরাবে না আমি, ফুরাবে না তুমি. I will be endless, you will be endless. তোমাতে আমাতে. And this endless and two endless things cannot be there. The two endless will merge into one. তোমাতে আমাতে হব একাকার. I will be one, mingled into one reality. That is the journey's end. So in beautiful songs and beautiful Vedantic expression, you read the Dwa Suparna. Let us chant that mantra. Dwa Suparna Sajuja Samanam Vrikshang Parishasya Jate Tayorekam Ko Sadhu Asadhu Phalam Asti Anyan Anasnan Vichakasiti. Dwa Suparna, that story you all know. The same tree, two birds, one in the upper branch and another in the lower. Lower branch is we, trying to get some food, enjoying the world. And they pick here one fruit, it's sour. Okay, try another. Oh, it is sweet. And again I think, I get another sour. Sour, more in between, little sweet. So this is the life. I am searching for joy, but I'm getting this type of experience. So two suparna, the birds of the same look. It's one is sitting in the top and another the lower one. Lower one this, but lower one has to make a journey towards that. If it sits over here, forever it will be enjoying only this worldly bitterness and little joy and little suffering and cry and weep and die one day. As we are dying again and again. We are all living, but we don't live. We are living dead because we are always being a slave of circumstances and also of our all limited individualities, but we have forgotten that is not my real nature. So here that the Upanishad says that this lower bird, as we are testing this good and bad, going through one experience to the another experience, and one day tiredness comes. And then when you get too much bitterness, then you say, oh my God, how shall I be peaceful? And suddenly I look up And I say, oh, there is a bird. Very peaceful, joyful. On Aslan, he does not eat fruits like us. Limited fruits he does not take. Without tasting anything of the limited, he is very peaceful, joyful. Then we think, that would have been good if I can go that direction. That's a journey. And this is not negative. These are not to be thought as negative. It is good to experience life and to find its futility. To go through these ideas of all this whatever sensible, sensate universe can give, and to understand that it is unfulfilling. And little simple state of our personality, to have a society, to have an environment, to build up some spiritual discipline. Therefore, this test of suffering and misery is not negative altogether, but it gives a boosting towards our understanding about the truth and really spirituality. So it moves on, and then it hops around, hops. Wherever you go, you think that, oh, I am a poor guy, I will be rich. Become rich. Then there is also, you pick all the fruits, sweet and sour. They said, oh, this is not enough. Let me be something else. Try something else. There also you are dissatisfied. So hopping one level does not mean anything. They are also the same world. Going to heaven is not the very good place. They are also the same experience, but you have to live longer there. In earth we get quick response. In heaven we get late response. Here, no, any suffering comes, disease comes, problem comes, we immediately get, wow, why? But in heaven that will not come easily, because all pleasurable, funny things are going on. And you are prepaid, everything is prepaid. So you need not have to earn money there or do anything, you get on the results of all nice food, nice dance, singing, eating, whatever you want you get free. And there to get understanding, oh, I will have to go further, is much difficult. That's why the scripture says they come back again and join in the earth to get again bitterness, to move forward. That's why human life is considered so blessed and so rare. But then going up and up and up means towards God, and God means towards our real nature, no? You move on and on and on. This is the expansion of the little line from the lower plane to the other plane. See, people move from the physical level to mental level, to intellectual level. Intellectual level people don't care about whether good food or good thing. You give some book and some intellectual debate, they will be happy. Like Swami Sarvadevananda and others, you take away the book and give them all the funny thing, he will die. Scholars, those who are scholars, we will be happy. If books they take away, we can eat and sleep. That will be easy for us. But for intellectual people, say a poet, you give him everything and take away his pen and say you cannot write anymore. So it will be punishment for that. So we are bound in every level, though we are progressing in our life, but there is everywhere, there is bondage. And ultimately, we reach, as this Upanishad declares, that this lower bird actually merges into the upper bird as going higher up. No, that's the total dissolution or total absorption of the little ego into the cosmic ego. Kachami to pakami. Then you enter there, what happens? Where do you go? You are no existence. You are that. This is a reflection of yours. This is a reflected consciousness in which we are living. But real is that. So Upanishad has sent this part, but our Ramakrishna is much deeper in experience and expression. Upanishad says that the lower bird hopping and coming close and merges. He has not given any description of that, how he merges and what happened. Sri Ramakrishna gave in the Puthi the description, that the lower bird then hopping, and coming close and close, then upper bird opens his mouth, and the lower bird enters into it, totally merged, gone. So that is a greater description of the experience, what happens when the lower eye, this little eye, petty eye, totally gets merged into that absolute eye. So this is a point, that life's journey, a journey of the little eye to the great eye, that ripened eye. This eye, which is body-bound, this I, which is the slave of mind, slave of our ego, which is selfish, which is jealous for anyone's development. Anyone gets a good job, some people are jealous. Or you get a good job, but why are you jealous about that person? That is the way they move, and anyone's prosperity, they cannot tolerate. Any nation growing high, they don't tolerate. You go identity from individual to this state also. Competition is always there. Competition is good, but it's positive competition, but negative competition, it drags us down. So that prosperity, that position and power and wealth, that small I always is holding us down. And big I, if you are moving in the big I, what will happen? A life will be found, blessed blood. He will be rejoicing in the joy of others. If anyone is happy, he will be happy. If anyone is suffering, he will be feeling the same suffering. Swami Vivekananda, no? Where I has manifested in that way to give us an idea. Some people in some place in Fiji, there is a volcanic eruption, and Vivekananda in Balloon Mount at the midnight, he is feeling the pain. I expands and expands and expands. And I contracts and contracts, and it contracted so much that this next person is dying. What is that to you? Someone will look after that. People don't turn back their attention to the next people who are suffering just near them. And then there are people brutal who can be joy by torturing others. So this is all are states of the individual I expanding into the higher and higher region. Therefore, we are to move, as Swami Vivekananda says, from our individuality to the real individuality. Swami Vivekananda in one place says, no? You are proud of your individuality. What is that individuality you mean by that? You mean that your body, your mind, your education, your wealth, your house, your car, your this is your individuality. This is not. We'll have to leave everything. They are imposed. That's why Vedanta says superimposed. Superimposed identity, this false identity, superimposed on that, which is the eternal identity. That's the real identity. Forgetting that identity, you are proud about this petty identity, which is all changing every moment. It is subject to change and destruction. And losing it, and one day all these will be lost, as we see every day how people are dying and living, This person who is very dear to us, yesterday he was taking so much responsibility of this one, that one, what will happen, and anxiety this, and today is gone. Who is taking the responsibility of his? Who cares for? Who cares for our little life? We are in life or we are dead. Who cares for that? And who I care for? For whom I care for? Actually, we care for everyone or we care for none. Our spiritual entity should lead us to that openness, to that vastness, to that real nature of ours, where it should expand individual person to the family, to the county, to the limit, just expand gradually, you know. You see, you throw a stone in the lake, you will find that how the circles are, all circles are formed, no? Expand, no, small circle and big circle and next circle. So go, and you see, you end into the infinity. So this is our journey. It's a journey from little ego to the bigger ego, to our apparent identity of our body mind, to that absolute identity of our divine self. This journey of feeling that we are Satchidananda, we are blessed, we are birthless, we are deathless, no? And Swamiji says, this is a good point to understand, that individual soul is nothing but what is God? Swami Vivekananda says, God is the consummation or sum total of individual souls. So, God nature is our nature. Individual soul, individuality should be broken. Broken not in a negative way, exhausting into zero, but it should be expanded into the wholeness, where all are there. Individuality destruction means what? Suppose you kill somebody, oh, that man is gone. It is not like killing anything, but it is absorbing into the oneness, absorbing into myself. This little cell cannot contain that. That big cell, but big I can contain everything. That's why Swamiji says that the sum and substance of this is there is but one existence. And that one existence seen through different constitutions appear either as the earth or heaven or hell or gods and ghosts or men or demons or world or all these things. So these are to be understood, that there is oneness. If we say that I can think of this also. Suppose I say we are the citizens of this country, okay? That's one identity. Now you say, we are the people of Ramakrishna. What happens? Just in your mind. It is a paradigm shift. Your identity is coming, not American or African or anything. Those who love Ramakrishna, that group, no? We are Christians. It is a bigger identity, but that is a limitation. I am a Buddhist, I belong to the Buddhist community. It's limiting it. Vedanta says that all religion, this denomination is to be broken. We are to be saints and seers of truth. In that seeing experience, there is no these divisions of belonging to this Christian group or Hindu group or Islam group or this group and that group. These are also barrier. So barrier from different aspects we can find that we are to transcend all these if the real expansion of the heart opens up. The real joy which is inside, breaking all this idea of body, mind and limitation is to be enclosed. But suppose if someone says, we belong to, we the people of Ramakrishna. See, just if you think, what will you think then? What do you expect? We the people of Ramakrishna, we should be harmony, we should be carrying the harmony of religion in our thought. We will be expressing that thought of love for all humanity. We should be trying to think that, yeah, Ramakrishna saw mother everywhere, to see mother everywhere. See, identification is coming in a different level, much higher than that where we live. But that is not all. There is also some idea of duality. The last trace of duality is to be broken. And that only absolute non-dual reality will be the ultimate experience. And when you experience that and then come back from that level, the whole world you see permeated with God and God playing with God. God playing, God talking to God, God fighting with God. It's all fun. like a drama. And in the what you call the when you go for having some play, and we want to play in taking different roles, and then we play accordingly as is the script says. Playwright has, we play in that role, but we are neither friend, neither enemy, neither so much attached, neither so much detached. It is all one. So that is the acme of really experience, that even we say religious identities, even say Christianity, yeah, I am a Christian. Good, that identity is good. That starts with bigotry and other things. But as a devotee of Christ goes up in his spiritual journey, loving Christ and loving God, seeking the kingdom of heaven within, moves on and on, he becomes a saint. And in the eyes of the saint, this distinction vanishes. So it is a journey. Even the distinction between religion to religion, people are proud of that, but that is the bondage. That barriers should be broken, all types of barriers should be broken. That is the limitless absolute reality should be only taken into account. So we are Hindus, we are Muslims, we are Christian, we are Jews. This type of distinction should also vanish as we break our little identities. We are all devotees. Ramakrishna said, there is no caste among the devotees of God. You can say, whoever in the world, we are all children of God. See how universal it becomes. We are children of God. And another step, who children, who father? It is only one. The absolute non-dual. So this is journey, and this democracy, as I said, started in the outside, the people to make a good society, in which we are all parts of it, but this should expand and expand and expand, and this horizon should be enlarging and enlarging to leave our little identity, little individuality totally broken to dust, and it only remains, what remains, that remains, aham brahmasmi. Thank you all. Now some announcements. We'll have some guests. So we'll request you all to come and bring your friends also. Next 9th Wednesday, evening class, 7:30, will be our Swami Sarvadevananda will be coming. He is the General Assistant, General Secretary of our whole Ramakrishna Modern Mission. She will come here, 7:30. So his topic is spirituality practiced in the Ramakrishna order. So he'll be speaking at 7:30 on the 9th. And 13th also there'll be next Sunday. Please make it a point to come. Next Sunday we'll get two Swamis to speak here on this 11 o'clock lecture time. That is on which day? 13th. One is Swami Sarvadevananda, who is the Assistant General Secretary. He will be speaking. And also the Swami Tyagananda, the head of the Boston Center, he will be here to speak. And so 9th and 13th for our Hollywood Center. In 13th at 11 o'clock, like on Sunday service, and 9th on the evening. And Thursday, those who live close to Santa Barbara, at Trabuco Center, you can go there. Swami will be speaking at 7:30. Swami Sarvadevananda, Assistant General Secretary, he will be speaking there in the evening, 7:30. I am telling Wednesday class is cancelled next week, and it is substituted on the Thursday, moved to Thursday, so that the Swami will be, devotees will be able to see them, because they are vacation. So these are the two announcements. And other thing, next Sunday is the 13th. So Sunday lecture will be by the two Swamis here, and followed by question answer, I think 19th. And those who are close to Santa Barbara, there will be two talks on Santa Barbara. One, Swami Tyagananda will be speaking on the 9th, Saturday, at 5 p.m., reconciling knowledge and love, Jnana and Bhakti. And Swami Sarvadevananda, Assistant General Secretary, he will be speaking on the topic Holy Mother, Vedanta in practice. So this is for Santa Barbara. So Thursday for Trabuco. Wednesday for us. I am confusing you again. Okay.
Just check the bulletin.
And I have to write. I check the bulletin. Okay. So, and we will be after we will go to the living room for some question answers, and we end with one prayer. Om madhu vataritayate madhuksharanti sindhavaha madhvir nasantosadihi madhunaktam mutosusi madhumatparthivagum rajaha madhudaurastu napita madhumanno vanaspatihi madhumagum astu surjaha madhvir gavu bhavantu naha. Om madhu, om madhu, om madhu. May the winds bring us happiness. May the rivers carry happiness to us. May the plants give us happiness. May night and day yield us happiness. May the dust of the Mother Earth bring us happiness. Let the heaven give us happiness. May the trees bring sweetness to us. May the sun pour down happiness on us. May the animals bring happiness to all. Om, sweetness, honey and love. Om, peace, peace, peace.